for our team, we have to play the same way, and now it's for a full 60 minutes. Like even in the games that we've dropped over the last little bit, there's been a lot to our game that we have liked 5-on-5. It's staying with it for the full 60 minutes. That's important for us.
When you look at the game against Edmonton, obviously the start withstanding, but just the way that you kind of built from there. I mean, are you still able to take a lot of those positives out of the
It,
remainder of it?
yeah, that's what I mean. So whether it's the start of the game, a middle portion, or something towards the end, the consistency within the game is important for our team. So I think we're getting a handle on how we have to play in order to be successful. Now it's about doing it all the time.
In chatting with some of your guys just about the power play, the one thing that they have been saying, at least outwardly, is just getting into the zone. Is it that simple for you, or is there more to the power play?
That's one of the things for us that's caused us some issues. You give yourself, well, one, you want to start with a face-off win so you don't have to go up and down the ice as much. So that's the first thing, obviously. And then a lot of it is getting in, because I do feel like once they're in and they're set up, they do some pretty good things with the puck. Our one unit, I think, can shoot it a little bit more. They can be a little more direct than they have. But that is a big factor for us, for sure.
What do you think of the chemistry between Anthony Manta and Jonathan Huberto?
Yeah, so far it's been good. I mean, I think they both have had impact. I think they enjoy playing with each other, and I hopefully there's something that we can continue to build on with them.
What have you seen from both of them that made you make the decision to pair them together?
Well, Joe he's a passer. We all know he likes to move the puck, and in watching Mantha years past and a little bit what he did for us in training camp and exhibition, his size and the package that he brings and his ability to shoot the puck, we thought maybe there could be a bit of a marriage between the two of them with how they both like to play the game, and so far they've had some good stretches for us.
Joe said that he had to accept the fact that the points won't be there in the same way that they were in Florida. That you'll have because just of the makeup of the team, the fact that it's just not built the same way than what he used to experience in Florida. So how do you present to him the fact that despite the fact that the points might not be there at the same level, that he can still be the same player or an even better player potentially?
Yeah, and I think that's what we've seen from him over the last little while. I do feel like he's a better overall player, and you can see now that the win is the most important thing to him. And if it means that I'm going to kill penalties now, I'll kill penalties. And I think that's one thing that stepped out for me about him is you're seeing a lot of that, whether you call it leadership, whether you call it him trying to do the right things to allow our team to have success. Now it's about trying to help the team win instead of maybe getting all those points. And I have a lot of appreciation for how he's gone about his business that way.
Ryan, there are a number of players who have seemingly found their game playing in a line with Lomberg and either Rooney or Kirkland.
Yeah.
What would you like to see from Pospisil in that spot tonight?
Just the very direct play. He's a very good player when he moves his feet and he's on the body. That's something that we need from him and that line in particular. So it should have a bit of an identity to it where it's going to look to establish forecheck for us and just be three harder guys to play against.
Can playing with like a guy like Lomberg maybe lead to playing more of that north-south style?
Sure. I mean, well, listen, Ryan understands now. We've talked about him a lot. He understands how to play the game, how to have impact in the game, whether it's 7 minutes or 12 minutes, whatever they're going to play. And he's done a really good job of bringing people along with him. So I think he's going to have a big impact on it for sure.
What did you make of Coronado, and do you want more of the same? Do you need? I know you always want more. I get that, but just what you're asking of that.
More of the same. I think he's been pretty good since he's been called back up. He's had some chances around the net. We're seeing him use his shot now. So if we can continue getting that same type of effort from him, I know his confidence around the net will continue to grow.
And it looked like you had no issues whatsoever trusting him late in games, that type of thing.
No, like he's done over the last year and a bit, whether it was with our American League team or up with us, he's a really smart player where I think he understands that if his details are good, I'm going to get more of a chance to play. And now that he's comfortable with that, you're seeing more of him play a little bit freer of a game, if that makes any sense.
Special teams can be streaky.
Yeah.
Now that you've snapped that streak on the power play, are you seeing signs that maybe it'll go the other way?
Well, we didn't have that many opportunities the last game, but scoring the goal is a big thing. I thought there were signs the prior game where we didn't score. There was more of a 5-on-5 mentality. So you can't take your foot off the gas, special team-wise. That's often the difference in games, and it has to start being that for us.
In terms of Coronado, how have you found striking a balance between nurturing a young talent that has a bright future and the standards that you have to maintain on an NHL level?
I don't think you really treat the young guys any different now. I mean, I know before the NHL was never looked upon as a development league. It's either your job is to play and do it right. But I think that's changed with the age of some of the players that are coming up now. So once they're here, you hold them to the same standards that you would hold to anybody else. At the same time, you know he's going to make the odd mistake, and I think it's important that they understand that if I'm trying to do things the right way and I'm showing I'm consistent with it, that the coach is going to go back to me. And I think once you get that relationship between coach and player, then I think he's just free to play his game.
And just establishing that relationship, like how do you approach that? Because it's not some kids, some players don't take to that very well. I don't know what your strategy has been in terms of establishing.
For me, it's the same with most players as you get to know them a little bit more so away from the rink and get a better understanding of what makes them tick.